What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Madonna. And we're back to finish her 1994 album Bedtime Stories. Once again, thank you to Mark. And indeed, I did want to comment quickly. Mark, you had asked in an email if I had the next step for Madonna prepared. There's been a couple other people who have made Madonna material available, though mostly in terms of like singles and remixes and so on. So I don't think I have the next album at the ready, but I did reply to your email, so you can check your inbox if you haven't seen it yet. One more quick bit of housekeeping. In the coming week, I'm going to do a special series of reactions over maybe 4 or 5 days, which I'm calling classical days. I really want to dip into some classical reactions and do full symphonies and concertos. So regular reactions will be on hold for, again, maybe 4 or 5 days, after which time I will return to the normal run of deep dives and reactions. So for anyone here who follows other reaction deep dives I'm doing, as I said, there will be a brief, temporary pause, and by the time we get to next weekend, normal service will resume. In any case, the final tune on Bedtime Stories is Take a Bow, and I think I've heard this one. I can hear even the line of the chorus in my head. I probably haven't heard it for a long time, but this is a song I think I've heard before. If I'm recalling correctly, and if I'm right about what this song is, I think it's a slower, like, more emotional ballad type of tune, so yeah, we'll see if I'm right about that, but I'm reasonably confident that this one I have heard before, if admittedly probably not for many years. So yeah, let's give it a listen. This is Take a Bow by Madonna, the final tune on her 1994 album Bedtime Stories. Yeah. Yeah.
Take a bow, the night is over, this masquerade is getting older, lights are low, the curtains down, there's no one here, say your lines, but do you feel them? Do you mean what you say when there's no one around? Watching you, watching me. One my heart. I've always been in love with you. Guess you've always known you took my love for granted. Why, oh why? The show is over, say goodbye. I've always been in love with you. I guess you've always known it's true. You took my love for granted. Why, oh why? The show is over, say goodbye. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Say goodbye.
It really is a great song and a fitting end to the album, not only because "take a bow" as a phrase can refer to the end of a performance when the performers acknowledge the audience, which of course is directly related to the lyrics, but it is also, I think, an emotionally fitting conclusion to the record. So, okay, number one, it is the song I remember. There's some details sonically that I didn't recall, and one of them, which I was sort of pointing at the very end, that string flourish, which particularly comes before and after she says, what is it, "I've always been in love with you," it almost sounds like Japanese, or at least like East Asian. There's just something about the particular sequence, the melodic sequence of that string section, which just has that kind of East Asian sound to me. I suppose more generally the string work in the track has, again, a bit of a throwback, like 40s or 50s movie type of feel to it. But yeah, just that little flourish really did sound almost like specifically Japanese. So I don't know if I'm the only one hearing that, but I enjoy the mellow sonic atmosphere, which feels indicative of her open-eyed view of what's been happening. She really has this... She sounds hurt. She sounds like the other person has mistreated her, taken her love for granted specifically. But it's like she's not lashing out. She's not... it's not a vengeful song. It's not a heartbroken song, certainly in terms of the way it's delivered. And I don't even think even really the lyrics. It's more like she's cognizant of what's happened. She's almost on some level accepting of what's happened, even if she is criticizing the other's behavior. And indeed, the idea of "take a bow," it's not only functioning as the end, the show's over, the curtain's gonna come down, take a bow, you played your role well, but indeed it's take a bow as in, you performed well, you read your lines, you made me think you actually believe them, even though she's now specifically questioning, did you feel anything behind them, or did you just convincingly convey them like an actor on the stage? And of course she's making reference to that classic line, all the world's a stage, we're out here playing out stories, but it's actually real life in the real world. And in that regard, it's almost like she's not blaming him, at least not blaming him entirely. She's saying, how was I to know that the story would break this way? So it's almost like, these are just the things that humans do in this world stage, is, they tell each other what they want to hear, they present themselves as feeling or thinking one thing, when actually maybe it wasn't really that. And so, she was playing her part, she thought he was playing his part, and, she even compliments him, "You played your role exactly as you should, very well, take a bow." But she's almost saying, it's the libretto was written this way, the script was such that you actually didn't love me like you said you did, and you were only playing the part, and now you're gone, this is over, the performance, the experience, it's all done. So "take a bow," the phrase is functioning in multiple capacities, the idea of a performance well done, and the end of a performance, the end of a stage show, the end of this narrative that has been playing out. So again, it's really well written. I think Madonna's vocals give you that like emotional and yet clear-eyed type of delivery. Like it feels like someone who's wise to what has happened, maybe a bit sad, but also, you know, seeing it for what it is and not shying away from it, not trying to deny that that's what's happened, just saying, you know what, actually, like, I'm watching you, watching me, you know, there's no one else here. You don't have to say these things now because I know what's happened and I know you were just playing a role. So, again, there's like this meta reality with the lyrics, but she's also being very clear and direct that, look, I get what happened here. You know, take a bow, the show's over, like, we can, you know, stop pretending. So, yeah, I think it's very well delivered vocally. I do enjoy the what is it, the sequencing, the chronology of the track. I like the way it, you know, does that melodic flourish on both sides of that refrain. I like the way that the chorus is almost like it starts with the chorus. I think, like, you know, a lot of songs start verse and then you get the chorus and then the second verse and the chorus. This one seems to start with the title phrase and the chorus and then move into the verses. So yeah, I think it's a very sweet tune. It is a bit of a melancholy tune, but with a sort of contented acceptance of the way things played out. So yeah, a fitting end to a great album. As I said, shout out to all the folks following the Madonna reactions, and if you are following some other ones, just be aware there's going to be a few day interruption next week, and I encourage any of you who are at least interested in classical music to check out some things I have planned. And once again, to Mark, if you didn't see my email, I did reply to you, so we'll figure out what the next step for Madonna is. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.